All right, guys, part two here at Violette's Lock on the Upper Potomac C&O Canal towpath on the Maryland side. Right behind me, you've got the lock, Violette's Lock. We're gonna go up and we're gonna check out what the river conditions are above Old Dam 2. Okay, like I said before in the previous video, below Old Dam 2 is oftentimes referred to as Seneca breaks, especially by people on the Virginia side. Most people on the Maryland side, I'm sorry. Most people on the Virginia side refer to it as Rouser's Ford or Old Dam 2, where I grew up. You got Loudoun County is right across the river. You've got Trump National right here. You see where that flag is going to be, where I'm going to show you with the camera. And then you've got upriver, Algonquin Park on the Virginia side. And then on the Maryland side, which I'm on right now, you've got Seneca Landing and Riley's Lock. Straight up the river as the river bends. It's where most people launch their jet boats, kayaks, and canoes. But most of us, local anyway, like to use this lock. We've got a makeshift kayak launch about a quarter mile down. I'm going to put some boys on tomorrow so they can kayak down to Pennyfield. But you can kind of see here, if you look at any of my previous videos for Violette's Lock, this thing looks completely different. We're talking about probably 5.5 feet above normal. And you can see more water just emptying in. Check this out. I'm going to show you this. This is what happens in the Upper Potomac. And there are quite a few of those all along this stretch, okay? So all this overflow, storm drains, all of that stuff ends up from the creeks into the Potomac. Does not matter which part of the Piedmont section we're talking about, okay? And so when we get the kind of rain that we got, this is what happens. I mean, plus you cap all the rain that they got up north coming down the Potomac. So you got elevated levels of water depth all the way up the Upper Potomac. And it's just a matter of how long it's going to take, probably maybe 7 to 10 days to get back to average. Now remember, it's been a below average year on the Upper Potomac this year in terms of water depth, okay? It's averaged about 2 to 2.2 feet, okay? Needless to say, we are about 6 feet to 6.25. And I'll give you a shot of this real quick. That's the lock right there. Okay? That's the beginning of the Old Dam 2, okay? Right there that stretches out. And it goes across the river. Can't really see it anymore because it's all pretty much underwater. Now normally in this section behind me is you see rocks and you can walk across. You can go to the island that's right there, and you can go walk all the way across Old Dam 2 over to the Virginia side. Summertime, it can be 6 inches of water above that ledge. You can just walk that ledge pretty much all the way out. You're not going to be doing that now, okay? It is about 3 to 4 to 5 feet, and then in here it's about 5.5 feet. Not normally that. Like I said, normally it's maybe a foot and a half. A lot of the kids come out and play in this kind of area above the lock when they come to Violette's Lock. But the conditions now just flipped week over week. I'm going to give you a shot here between the trees. Up here on the right is going to be Seneca Landing, okay? Riley's Lock, where you see the bump out. It's a couple football fields. You can walk all the way up there from the towpath. A lot of people ride their bikes up there. I know people will take... they'll park down here, they'll take their kayaks, they'll bike their kayaks up, pull their kayaks with the bikes, take it all the way up there, they'll launch there. People just do all kinds of stuff here, but the river, like I said, these are the conditions. The river is definitely up. There's really no breaks right now. Like I said, the breaks in the previous video, check that out in part 1. The breaks, which are below, which is what this feeds down to, this whole section. To your right, where you're looking right now, is the Old Dam 2, and down to the left is the breaks. It's all, quote unquote, the breaks are underwater. So it's basically just flat, like flat water, all the way down for a mile, okay? Because the water is just elevated so much. And so it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes to settle back in. Yesterday was definitely spinnerbait bite during the afternoon period, after a couple of the guys basically got skunked in the morning, and then for some reason, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock to like 4 o'clock, spinnerbait bite got triggered up. Could be the sun being up, could be a little bit. I mean, the temperatures were, high 40s. We came back down. We actually hit the mid 50s. We've come back down to the high to mid, the mid to high 40s. I think at the peak of the day between noon and 2 o'clock. It's not too bad out here today. But you still got to be safe because this is real cold water. Make sure you do your dry suit. Definitely make sure you got your PFD. You don't want to be, I know when I came back up the towpath, there were 2 guys in waders wade fishing down almost near where we launched the kayaks. And like I said, I'll be back out tomorrow to launch 2 guys out to there. First time they're launching because I just want to check out the river, check out that float down to Pennyfield. Check out the Pennyfield video that I did earlier, and check out the Swain's Lock video. So basically gives you a couple miles, 3.5 mile stretch of what the river conditions are in the upper Potomac, and it's probably pretty similar to what everyone's experiencing upriver, I would think. If you're coming across the 495 bridge into Virginia or into Maryland, near Potomac, you can kind of see what the river conditions are and what's going on with this massive rain that we just dumped on the region, what its impact are. It's pretty much scattered the smallmouth bass. Whatever pattern that existed last week is kind of blown. It just really is. And that's just what happens. And it always takes, normally it takes 3 to 5 days, but this one I think is going to take 7 to 10 days to get it settled back down. If I was out fishing right now today, launching from right here, I think I would shoot across to the Virginia side. Normally there's going to be this current flow, but there's a lot more stable water over there and some deeper pools that maybe those smallmouth will be sitting in, and that's probably where I'm going to go tomorrow. I probably will avoid the Maryland side of the river just because, this is what you're experiencing. And you got all that submerged rock now hidden by this elevated water levels, and you don't want to be dealing with that. And so I'm probably going to shoot out of here or launch from Seneca and come down on the Trump side, down the old canal side on their side, on the Virginia side of the river, hit some of those deeper pools. More, like I said, more stable water. That's what the smallies are going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for stable water, as they wait this whole thing out. And, and those are the conditions. Like I said, this is Old Dam 2, Violette's Lock, just below Seneca Landing on the upper Potomac, C&O Canal. Almost Christmas time, in Maryland. And there's still people out fishing. So we'll see you.